Good evening. My name is Robert Stanley. This is my week 6 assignment. That is October 20th. This week I will be going over a field strip version, doing a field strip here on my AR-10 or my 6.5 Creedmoor, and I will be going over any resources or aesthetics, like a broomstick, a bipod, laser, anything that I might be adding to my rifle later on down the road. Any aftermarket trigger systems that I might have my eye on, and I do have my eye on a couple to get away from the mil-spec trigger. Basically going to allow for slightly easier trigger pull. Excuse me. I'm also going to go over whether or not I'm going to dimple the barrel or the bolt on the rifle. And at the end, I'm going to do a little drop test to make sure that the trigger does not accidentally fire if the rifle happens to be dropped. So to start off, I got my AR-10 6.5 Creedmoor rifle. I'm going to go ahead and show you that it is clear. So I have no live ammunition in or around the rifle. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick field strip. So first thing, I'm going to pop out my pins here on the lower receiver. Got my lower receiver removed. I got my bolt, my charging handle. I'm going to keep the scope on for a field strip. Scope doesn't need to come off. Handguards aren't going to come off as well. If you need to clean this in here, that's when you are going to go ahead and take your handguards off. My flash hider, muzzle brake, that's not coming off. You don't need it for a field strip. So now that I've got it all broken down, trigger also does not need to come out. I will take the buffer though, the buffer weight and the spring out of here. Making a mess. Alright, so I got my buffer out, my buffer weight, buffer spring. Buttstock's going to stay on. So raise this up real quick. So here you go. I got my lower receiver. I got my charging handle. I have my bolt. And I have the whole upper receiver with scope, buffer spring, buffer weight. So that is a quick field strip of the rifle. Next thing we're going to go over is any aesthetics that might improve performance or looks for the rifle. And I'm going to do all this while putting the rifle back together. So one item that I'm having my eye on for looks and performance is going to be a new buttstock. The buttstock that I want to put on here gets away from the standard adjustable buttstock. I want to have more of a full buttstock on here with a cheek pad, elevated cheek pad that allows me to adjust height. The next thing that I'm going to end up changing or adding to it is a forward grip. The forward grip that I've had my eye on as well will allow me to place it here so I can have my little broomstick, and then it'll also fold forward in case I don't need to use it. So that's some of the items that I plan on using and getting to increase performance and looks of my rifle. Next thing, some trigger systems. So some of the trigger systems that I've come across that I've been looking at as well. I found them on Primary Arms. One is a Rise Armament Super Sporting. It's an AR-15, AR-10 single stage trigger. It's just going to allow me to squeeze the trigger a little bit faster with a little bit less weight behind it. The other trigger I've had my eye on is a CMC trigger. Same thing. It's a drop-in. They're both drop-in triggers. They're both single stage. So they're very, very lightweight trigger pull. Next part, the dimpling of the barrel and the dimpling of the bolt. Being quite honest, I have no plans on dimpling the rifle at all. I like the way it looks. I like the clean black look of this. It's I would think it would look a little tacky, especially because I'm going to be using it for hunting. I'm not going to be using this to show around and take to gun shows and stuff like that. This thing's going to be going in the dirt with me, in the snow, the rain. It's going to get some use out of it. So as of right now, I have no plans on dimpling the barrel, gas block, anything. I'm going to stay away from it. Last and final thing, we're going to do a quick little drop test here. I will not be dropping the weapon, but I will go over how it would look, or how it should look, just by slamming the buttstock on the ground. So right now I have the weapon on fire, or on safe, I'm sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and cock it, weapon on safe. Nothing. I'm going to have my weapon on fire now, but I am not going to pull the trigger. There's no live ammunition in here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the buttstock. I'm going to slam it on the ground. We should not hear the hammer engage. So if this is put together correctly and it's functioning correctly, when you slam this, the hammer should not strike the bolt or the firing pin, pushing anything forward. So I'm going to go ahead, slam this. As of right now, the rifle has not fired. So what we're going to do to test this is, now I'm going to go ahead, with the weapon still on fire, I'm going to pull the trigger. If I pull this trigger and the hammer goes forward, we know that everything is working properly. So here we go. Hammer went forward with depressing the trigger. Reset. Weapon on safe. I'm going to go ahead and slam it again. Nothing's happening with it on safe. We're going to go ahead and throw this weapon on fire again and see if the hammer strikes the firing pin. There we go. So this has been everything: hammer, bolt, dropping the weapon. So I'm 100% confident that if I had a live round in there and dropped this weapon, the chances of it actually going off are going to be slim to none. I'm not saying that it will not happen. Freak accidents do happen, so don't ever slam the weapon on purpose on the ground. Don't drop it on purpose. Don't do anything with live ammunition in it, because there is that one chance that your spring gives loose and it goes off. You shoot yourself in the foot. You shoot yourself in the face because you want to be standing over it and slamming it, or you accidentally shoot somebody else. So please do not ever do a drop test with live ammunition. Other than that, I have nothing else for this week, and I will hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next week.